All right. We're live. What's going on, YouTube? It's your boys, Alex and Brandon of Audio Addiction. Listen, we're doing deep dives now. We're really serious about this. You know, I'm serious about K-pop now. I'm excited to get my New Jeans review out for y'all. So it's gonna be very excited. If you came here yesterday, Alex and I did the new Hanabi record, which was also sick. So go check them out. And Alex, thanks for joining again. I think you might be a part of the channel now at this point. You've been
Yeah, I feel like part of the channel.
You're on it enough, so I feel like I have to say that. But Alex has been telling me to check out this band for a bit, and literally my Discord chat or just seeing him in person is like, "Hey, did you check Dreamcatcher out yet?" And I said, "No." And he's like, "Well, when are you gonna check it out?" And I said, "Well, I'm gonna add it to my list." So I feel like he just jumped the line, and now we're here. So very sick.
I've been pushing hard for this.
He's been really digging deep for it, so I got to give him a lot of credit for it. But he's going to give us a little bit of facts about Dreamcatcher. I don't really know too much outside of just, again, knowing the name and haven't listened to any of your songs. So these are all going to be fresh. So I'm excited, and he has a playlist ready to rock with all their MVs on it, and I'm stoked.
Right. And we're going to be doing it mostly in chronological order.
Mostly.
Of their Korean title tracks for the most part.
Okay, respect.
A few extra special videos and stuff in there, but for the most part, it is just chronological Korean title tracks.
Very nice. Do you have some info about Dreamcatcher that I need to know?
Yeah, I'll give you like a little. We'll do just a little rundown.
Give me a little blurb. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need to like get into facts about the members or anything, but they're a 7-member girl group under Dreamcatcher Company.
Okay.
Used to be called Happy Face Entertainment. It is now just Dreamcatcher Company. You have Jiu, Sua, Handong, Yuhyun, Dami, Gayeon. That's it. Name all 7? Was that 7?
I don't know, man.
They debuted in 2017,
Nice.
January.
Okay.
And I think that's probably all I really need to know to get us started. You know, we can. If I think of anything while watching videos, I'll try to point it out.
Cool. And they're kind of, would you say, 2017? Is that like? I guess would that be considered a pretty new? I'd argue that's a pretty new K-pop group. No?
Yeah. I mean, they're at 7 years.
Yeah.
About, so it's like the typical contract span. So they're actually pretty, I would say, pretty senior at this point. There's a lot of the like popping off K-pop right now is like a lot of newer, I guess what would be referred to as 4th gen girl groups like New Jeans and aespa, newer groups like that. Yeah, so they've been around for a little bit. You know, not too far after like Blackpink debut. So kind of from like that same area, a little bit after, but sort of similar era.
And Jared, this is K-pop. Alex is my K-pop correspondent now, so we're gonna be doing a bunch of these. I'm excited because I really have been getting into a lot of K-pop music as of recently, along with obviously heavy music. So, and I like to expand my horizons. So this is what it's going to be. So if you have a project you would like us to do next, let us know down in the comment section. But
if you're a rock or metal fan,
you might like this.
Don't run away because it's K-pop. It's really good. It's really
that's why I'm
really does it a lot of justice. Yeah, it's really cool.
Trying to bridge the gap a little bit here, so I'm definitely stoked on this. But this is the first song, "Chase Me." This is their first music video, period, correct?
This is their first music video as Dreamcatcher.
All right. Well, I think we should hop into it. What do you think, Alex?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Really funky.
Yeah, that's what they sound like.
MTV, holy shit.
This one's, it's got a storyline.
Okay, I'm gonna try to follow along then.
Good luck.
Okay.
자꾸 나만 보면 안 된대. 짜릿한 걸 원할 뿐인데 텅빈 사람들 꿈속은 따분하잖아. 어젠 간단하게 스릴러, 오늘은 뭘 해볼까? 발칙한 장난을 시작할 거야. 어둠 걸 몰래 다가갔어.
Okay.
꿈속에 뛰어들어. 내 껍질이 막 터지듯 깜짝 놀라게, baby. 조용한 세상이 잔뜩 쏟아내질까. 막을 수 있니, 막을 수 있니. Chase me, 한번 날 잡아봐.
Alright, this is hard.
벌써 나는 여기 없는 걸. Chase me, 그래 날 찾아봐. 아무도 멈출 수 없어. 날 더 찾을 수 없게 다른 꿈에 몰려 숨어들 거야.
Ooh, nice. Alright.
뭐가 나쁜 거니 도대체. 본능은 난 따를 뿐인데 빨간 사과를 한 입 딱 베어물고서 잠깐 나이란 게 뭔데. 그래 나를 맞추려 해. 그저 규칙적인 심장박동 위에 7가지 작은 놀이를 선물해 매일. 벽을 모두 꺼내들어.
I haven't watched these videos in so long. They're so young here.
The piano theme is really cool throughout.
포근한 베개가 조금 축축해질걸. 막을 수 있니, 막을 수 있니. Chase me, 한번 날 잡아봐. 아슬아슬거리에서 벌써 나는 거기 없는 걸. Chase me, 그래 날 찾아봐. 아무도 멈출 수 없어. 날 더 잡을 수 없게 다른 꿈에 몰래 숨어들 거야. 너무나 바쁜 걸 아직 갈 때가 많아.
I like that part.
호기심 가득한 상상을 다 펼쳐볼 거야. 나를 짓궂다고 해도 또 나쁘다고 해도 잘못되겠어. 난 이런 게 바로 나인걸. Oh, 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 oh. 내 뒤쫓는 네 모습 가까워져 오는데 그렇게 쉽게 잡힐 내가 아냐. Chase me, 계속 날 쫓아봐. 더 끝까지 숨이 차게. 내 트리거 매일 새로워. Chase me, 그래 날 찾아봐. 아무도
that's cool. I like that.
날 더 잡을 수 없게 다른 꿈에 몰래 숨어들 거야.
The music video reminded me of like that one video game where that like chick takes a photo and like all of these like monsters appear. I don't know. It's like
I don't know what game.
It's like a super popular like video game in Japan. I have to look it up. That's what it reminded me of, at least. All right, guys. Well, that was the first one, Chase Me. At first I was like, I don't know how I'm feeling about the intro was like really soft. It kind of reminded me a little bit of like OG like Chiodos, you know, because they had like a lot of like piano. That was like kind of the first correlation I could really pick out. And I was like, oh, this is cool actually. I really like this. And then like once everything kind of started to like come in instrumentally, that's when I really, obviously I feel like that's when most people would really latch onto this song. But there is some like really cool harmonies like mixed in throughout the song, like the way that like all these like women kind of like have the song layered out. I think I very much said it in like the New Jeans review, where it's just like, I think K-pop to me is really interesting in the way that the production value on like what they do is like at such a high level, and like some of the ways that vocally like they can kind of go into different directions. It's really incredible.
A lot of times you see a lot of emphasis on the vocal production
I
for
agree.
K-pop groups a lot more because that's what they're showing off. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
Because Dreamcatcher isn't the band, like the instrumental part. They're obviously like the 7
Agreed.
vocalists, so they'll do a way better job and pay way more attention to you know, how the vocals are done and how they're mixed and layered and stuff, as opposed to like your normal J-rock band or
Sure.
like similar kind of rock band.
Definitely could hear like a lot of like, I guess in terms of like structurally, there was a lot of like anime like OST moments where like they do like, you know, chord changes or like even, you know, like key changes or like going up like a step in terms of like the music. I thought that was really interesting. That's something
You're gonna get that a lot.
I kind of feel like this is only the beginning of those sorts of things, just because I know at least like J-rock, I feel like that's kind of something they're known for in terms of like chord structure. But yeah, this was really cool. I think it's a good start, at least from what I could imagine, that a lot of people really like. I think the only thing that I wasn't particularly a fan of, and it maybe more so speaks to the time of the song, but like the drumming feels a little odd in certain parts, where I feel like it might be like a little bit too produced, I would say. Like it feels very like book book, like kind of like that sort of sound, where I feel like maybe like more like realistic drums might fit a little bit better. But again, this MV is like 7 years old, so I mean I can't really.
It's a little dated.
It's a little dated. So I wouldn't say that particularly it's a bad song. I think I could easily overlook the drumming on this song. But I think the actual musicality of it was really solid. So I enjoyed this one a lot. This was a great opener, I'd argue. What's next on this list here, Alex?
It would be Good Night.
Good Night. All right. Do you have anything special to say about this song, or not really?
Not particularly. It's in the same storyline.
Okay.
It picks up. It's good.
Okay. Well, we'll hop right into it, guys. This is Good Night. So.
Oh, pause real quick.
Pause.
Remember the melody you heard at the end of Chase Me on
Okay.
the music box.
Ah, okay. I will. I got it.
Okay, that's it.
Locked and loaded. That's cool. I like that.
빛이 구름에 그려지는 시간 널 지켜보고 있어 babe 숨을 죽인 채 잠드는 때를 노려 자 시간이 됐어 오늘 이 밤이 지나가지 못하게 할 거야 I don't wanna drink Oh baby run 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 it 멀어지게 run 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 it 보이지 않는 곳에 벗어날 수 없을걸 더 밟아도 젖어 끝없이 반복되는 안본 속에서 이대로 갇혀있었죠
For some reason, I feel like this chorus is very memorable to me. I don't know why.
Baby good night Baby good night 난 변함없이 꿈을 지휘하겠지 손 하나 까딱 없이도 충분히 넌 땀에 흠뻑 젖었겠지 못할 텐데
Okay.
말해봐 더 빌어봐 너를 위해 시작된 노래 멈출 수는 없어 지금 이 밤이 지나가지 못하게 할 거야 I don't wanna drink Oh baby run 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 it 멀어지게 Run 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 it 감정 따위 no no no
That green screen effect.
너를 위해 만든 시간 속인 걸 더 이상 떠나가 생각은
Oh, nice. Okay.
Oh baby welcome to my dream world Come 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 in 나만 바라보게 벗어날 수 없어 넌내 손 안에 있어 끝없이 반복되는 악몽 속에서 이대로 갇혀 있어줘 영원히 나만을 위한 인형처럼 baby good night baby good
I love
night
that guitar riff. Oh, that's sick.
It's cool. It's a good riff.
It's like definitely like that drop D kind of like guitar riffage that I love. Okay, there was more. I thought the song was over with, to be fair. All right, well, guys, that was Good Night. The next song we're listening to from Dreamcatcher. If you like them, I'll leave links in the description.
What did you think of that compared to Chase Me?
This one was good. That for some reason that chorus is like really memorable. For some reason, like I feel like I've heard it before, but I guess I never really kind of like put the connection. For some reason, it felt very familiar, and I can't place
Yeah,
it.
the guitar lead in that chorus is really earwormy. That da na 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 na.
Yeah. It's that like, and then the way that the like vocals like bum 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 bum, bum like match up with it feels that whole kind of like musical storyline. It just feels really memorable to me. Not for the sheer fact that like I want to preface I've never heard this song in my entire life, but for some reason it just reminded me. Like I feel like I have listened to it, but I haven't listened to it, which is wild to me. So that was a little. I feel like that was pretty jarring, but I think actually the guitar work in this song was really sick. That again, that guitar, that verse riff, that like I was like, okay, this is hard. I like this. You know, it feels like it's in like I would guess like either drop D or drop C. It doesn't feel like that heavy. But I could probably see it being in like maybe drop D. It's got kind of a drop D type riff, you know. So, I was digging it. I think like comparatively to the first song, I think that the melodies in this song are way more memorable. Like I mean, there's as you mentioned before, like there is this sort of like earworm quality to this song that I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna be latching onto this one a little bit more because I just love the chorus, the guitar work slapped. And I was just really vibing out with it. It was a fun time. Again, I want to make the comment about the drumming kind of a little bit, but other than that, I would say, you know, again, I'm not knocking it for the time because like I think if it was redone possibly or like remixed, like with maybe more like modern-ish instruments, you know, like instrumentation, I think maybe it could I feel like it would definitely be better, but obviously it speaks to the time of that band, so I don't want to be too harsh on it, you know.
Yeah, the song is a fan favorite for a lot of people.
I can see why. Yeah, this is a great one. Imagine this is if I had to guess in terms of set list, I would imagine this might be a closer or like encore song if I would have to imagine. I don't know. You have seen them, I believe. Correct?
I've seen him twice and I couldn't tell you. I don't remember.
Interesting. Okay. I thought that I just would base it off of just because the type of shows that I typically go to. I feel like if it's like their most popular song, they either like add it on to the end of the track, like the set list, or they'll just be like you know the adult version of Peekaboo, where they're like, oh sorry, oh my god, we're actually.
I don't think it's their most popular.
Okay.
I just think it's like I think it got a lot of people into the group, and it's just I think known as like a classic, solid title track.
I would agree. This was a great one. I really enjoyed it, and also the like, I enjoyed some of the like the like music video like ideas, like I couldn't help but point out, but the green screen hand reaching out of the mirror, I was just like, this is very much of the time, so I'm not gonna discount
their VFX. Their VFX get a lot better over time.
Oh, well, I mean, I've seen a lot of more modern MVs right now, and I'm like, how did they do this? So I feel like this wasn't. I would say for roughly what 7 to 8 years ago, or 7 to 6 years ago, I'd say this is pretty golden for that time period, arguably. So now we're better. That's what I realized. But yeah, I would say this one's my number one right now, and
one of two.
One of two, yeah. But we're moving along. So what's the next one on the list, Alex?
We have Fly High next, and that's kind of wraps up this trilogy of
music videos.
These first, title track.
Okay, cool. All right.
It was also my favorite song from Dreamcatcher for a very long time.
Oh, okay. So you're intrigued on my position on this song then. All right, well, let's get into it. I can already tell, music video-wise, much better. Quality stonks. Insane. Is this a musical callback? When I find a bug in my room. POV. Oh, it was a bug.
싶어지는 걸 절대로 멈출 수가 없어 가시도 천장미처럼 헤어날 수 없을걸 거울 저편에 아름답게 펼쳐진 위험한 rainbow It's like a big black hole in my heart I'm trapped in the dream 시간을 멈출 수만 있다면 I can freaking 날아올라 불꽃빛으로 가득 물들여
This one slaps.
Big anime OST vibes.
Yeah, it feels like you can just imagine like main character like running down the street. Cool guitar solo. What? Yes. Okay. Ooh, that guitar in the back. Oh. I can see why this is your favorite for a while.
So fun.
Yeah, this is great. Okay. I thought for sure something was gonna happen. It was very abrupt.
Yeah, the end of that song is part of the intro to that album, I believe.
Ah, okay.
They have like historically done really, really cool instrumental tracks for all their intros to their EPs and albums.
That is
Like some of them are all over the place. Some of them are like full on EDM songs. You've got like drum and bass. You've got really nice like piano medley songs. It's like every time they release an album, it's always like a pleasant first song because you're like, oh, what are they going for in this intro?
Sure.
There's some bangers.
There is a good mix, yeah. Like the only thing I could think of, and it kind of reminds me of like I can only remember the words. It's like he's a maniac, and then like that, like I could. That's what I was thinking of. Like sonically, it's got the same like it's got a pretty similar chord structure. I arguably no, I mean you could tell me I'm wrong, but I feel like that's kind of what I was thinking of.
It's a similar vibe, sure.
Why did you? What, is it a wrong reference to have? I feel like it's kind of got that like 80s like kind of like punchy rock kind of vibe to it.
Yeah.
So, I dug this one a lot. Actually, it was very good. I think what surprises me about just K-pop groups in general is I think that the nature to just obviously having like 7 different like idols in the group, like I think that sometimes I think that it would be overshadowed in some points, I guess, but it doesn't feel like everybody kind of has their own moment in a song, and I think that it's really cool. Or like, you know, there's some parts where like 2 of them are together, like, or you know, the way that it's structured out, and I kind of pointed it out in some of like Tribe stuff as well as like New Jeans, the review as well too. Like I think the best way to kind of see how well songs are structured is like I looked at the lyrics and I was like, okay, there's like 2 people that are doing stuff here, there's like 1 person soloing here, then you know you might have like 3-part harmony here or something like that. And I think that that's kind of, I guess, the craziest aspect I'd argue about like K-pop or even like J-pop music or even J-rock music too, is like the amount of texture and layering going on in a song. Like I think I could listen to this like the previous song again and pick out completely different things that I didn't listen to the first time around.
And a lot of the like what you're talking about, how the lyric or how like the lyrics and the vocals are divided up, a lot of that ties in with how the choreography is done.
Agreed. Yeah.
Because it's done very purposely, and the choreography is a very large part. I would say like almost up there with like the vocals for a K-pop song. So you'll notice, I think in the next video we're gonna watch, it's a choreography video.
Oh.
You'll, I think, get an idea of what you're talking about. How like you'll see members pairing up or members like in like specific groups, and that'll be based on sometimes the vocals, and then also be sometimes based on their choreography formations.
Yeah, I also feel like I noticed that more when we went to go see Tribe too. Like you could tell which you know which idols were doing what.
Right, like you're not always, but a lot of the times you're gonna have the person doing the vocals front and center, or they're gonna have some kind of like standout in the choreography. Maybe they have their hand raised when everyone else is like down or something.
Yeah,
there's always like integration, and the choreography is done being very mindful of the vocals and how they're distributed.
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty optimal in terms of like structurally, but also like giving attention to everybody per se, you know, in those moments. So, but yeah, music, I think they're 3 for 3 for me. I've been really enjoying all of them. I still will not get that chorus out of my head now. I'm gonna be stuck on that and finding a way to mash up that and that song that I referenced earlier. So
I really like, one reason I like Fly High a lot is that it does a really, I think for their earlier stuff, it has the highest degree of like juxtaposition in their music.
I would agree, yeah.
Where it has like a lot of like really soft J-rock stuff, like something you'd imagine seeing in an anime intro
Yes.
with like, you know, a kid running to school with toast in their mouth. And then you have like also like some breakdown parts and some like, you know, chuggy heavy riffs and just thrown in the middle there, kind of.
Yeah, for like
so
almost
that
no
was
reason. Yeah.
Yeah. So that lends well to my taste in chaotic music. You know.
You do, yeah. You do have a wide range of taste. I will say that. Can confirm, guys. Seen it firsthand. But yeah, this next one's Full Moon.
So this one is their first anniversary song. It's a special song.
Oh.
Special in the sense that it is not considered a normal title track with like a full-on music video or anything, but they did do a really great choreo video for it.
Ah, okay.
So we're watching that, so you're gonna get a chance to see the dancing.
Wow, I love that. That's sick. So, guys, this is Full Moon, so jumping into it. If this video gets enough likes, I'll learn next choreo.
It's not kidding.
I'm actually not kidding. I'm gonna start practicing right now.
이렇게 시간이 멈출 때까지 꼭 기억할게 날 다시 만날 수 있게 날 내 꿈에서 그려온 날 함께 불던 밤하늘을 너와 나 약속해 날 언제까지나 나만을 달빛이 돼줄게 이 세상 모든 빛이 가득 채운 너와 내가 함께했던 순간들 마치 하늘에 새겨놓은 별 같아 그래 나는 아마 모르겠지만
I also want to know if any members stand out to you in particular.
조금 더 다가가고
Like in terms of what?
Just if you notice any member particular you like, someone you're drawn to, someone's vocals you like, whatever. Just think about it as we're watching more. You don't have to decide right now.
I say her vocals are interesting. They're like lower range.
That's Dami. We all like Dami.
Sleeping time. Say my name every time, everywhere. Good night. 밤하늘에 저 달빛이 깊게 잠들어도 너의 손을 놓지 않을게.
Nice.
꼭 기억해줘 날 다시 만날 수 있게 날 내 꿈에서 그려줘 함께 불던 밤하늘을 너와 나 약속해 나 영원히 빛나는 꿈과 같은 나의 너처럼 색깔이면 달빛으로 가득 채운 Full Moon.
That was sick. I dug it. The choreo is awesome too. Shout out.
Yeah, it's a fun one.
Kudos, ladies. Dreamcatcher. This was the next song, Full Moon. Yeah, I think I'm a Dami stan, 100%.
You and everyone else.
Yeah, I know. Well, of course, I probably picked the most popular one out of the entire group. I just saw it
Great.
because
Good pick. Good pick.
I just thought it was interesting because like typically when you think of like K-pop music, you think of like the really like high up there like really pushing the range, and I feel like she is not trying to like do that. So I kind of appreciate the fact that she's like cutting against the grain in a way.
She's got a really cool. I mean, she's got a great rapping tone. She's also got a really cool singing tone. I'll say I thought the person you'd be drawn to the most first would be Xion. She's like a crazy power vocalist, but you might not have really gotten like to see her full.
Well, we'll try. I'm gonna try to skip through and see if there's anyone where I can distinctly make them all out. So which one?
It's gonna be hard to find a frame.
Okay, well, this is about as close as I'm gonna get. So, is it which one out of the ladies here you think was you said that's a powerhouse?
You gotta play it a little bit.
Play a little bit.
Yeah.
Of course, I think the dominant part.
All right. Trying to find a spot where she's front. There you go. Right there, center.
Oh, okay. I do like her too, though. I will say that. Like she's got a great. You'll see in later videos. I think she gets a lot more chances to like pop off. She's a super impressive vocalist. A lot of them are really talented, of course. I was gonna say, yeah.
Her especially, she has a very unique voice, but so does Dami. I think Dami's obviously a very easy member to get drawn into because she's got like a kind of like a tougher exterior, seemingly, with like her more like husky tone, and you know she's their rapper.
It's like a baritone,
and yeah, she's cool.
I feel like I think the reason why is because like when I'm listening to it like mix wise, like I'm like it's so distinct that it kind of just cut like it's kind of similarly to like when I hear a screamer that like cuts through a song really well. Like I think I kind of relate that sort of thought process to like Dami's vocal styling because I think it's so like against the grain per se, where it's like, oh, okay, like you clearly know it's Dami. Like there's no like misjudging that for someone else. And I think that's kind of why, like, at least mentally and like kind of vocally, that's why I was drawn to her styling, because it's like it's very noticeable, it's very easy to pick out and kind of like the bunch. But I also feel like this is earlier material, so I will say, like, you know, I feel like they obviously have many years to kind of flesh that out, and obviously I'm going through the entire like MV catalog that they have right now.
We're still very early on. This is their 1 year anniversary song.
Yeah, so I feel like in terms of like perspective, like it's very easy for me to like enjoy some members, but I can almost instinctually feel myself saying like I'm gonna like other members like later on in the catalog because maybe they might have a better way for them to kind of be highlighted or spotlighted in a song. So Dami right now, early years, 10 out of 10, crushing it. But I think we'll have to go on to later MVs and see if my thoughts still remain the same or not. Were there any member changes, or they've been the same set of girls for?
No, they're all original.
They're all original, even till this day. Okay, that's good.
Till this day, we have all 7 members.
That's good. Good to hear. Like to see that. Well, I feel like we should move on to the next one, Alex. What's the next one on the list here?
Next one is You and I.
You and I. All right. Is there anything I need to know about this song?
Now let's just jump into it.
Oh, okay. Respect. Oh, it's a shrine. Like in Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, they did it first.
They did do it first, yeah. Also, holy shit, the music video quality skyrocketed. Wow.
수많은 별이 너만을 비추기 헤매지 않게
guitar part in the back.
익숙한 일이 낯설게 느껴져 너를 부르는
Yeah, I'm still a
목소리가
Johnny
들려
Record for DD.
한없이 차가워진 눈빛 돌아서가는 너를 숨기고 홀린 듯 이끌린 그곳은 위험해 No, no, no way 스르륵 스르륵 잠든 스르륵 스르륵 꿈에 아무도 모르게
Those really high, like, whisper vocals. That's up there.
너의 차가운 차가운 눈물 다 지워줄게 눈을 떠봐 내 손을 잡아봐 내 꿈속에만 그렸던 나잖아 그렇게도 원한 너와 내 시간들 Baby 이제는 나와 함께해 문을 열어줘 가득 품에 안고 하나 된 순간 달빛을 모두 담아 끝이 없는 저 하늘에 밝은 빛이 돼줄게 언제나
Oh, nice.
꿈처럼 눈을 감아
That was nice.
내 손을
Nice transition.
잡아봐 다 잊어버려 혼자였던 시간 까만 세상 속에 네 별이 돼줄게 Baby 이제는 나와 함께해 Baby you and I
Alright, a little guitar
Baby
solo.
you and I
Alright, that was sick. I enjoyed that one a lot, actually. That might
Shout
be,
out to prop choreography.
I think this might be number 2 for me, honestly. I really enjoyed the, like, more, like, I enjoyed the more, like, powerhouse-centric chorus. I thought that was really solid. I think the production, both in the music video as well as the song, is much better. I would also say, like, just kind of the gaps between the songs, like, I just think that this one was just maybe a little bit tighter, I guess, per se. Like, I just think that everything about the song, like, the things that I've already kind of enjoyed already about Dreamcatcher, I think that they've done a very good job of kind of keeping with that same sort of thought process, but I think also kind of expanding upon, like, their sound just a little bit more. There's, like, a little bit more piano going on in this song. I like the kind of more minor tone to this. Not that I feel like some of their other songs haven't been that way, but I think there's a little bit more thought process in regards to kind of keeping it more of a, like, I don't want to say darker, but just kind of like a more minor tonality. So I enjoyed this one a lot. This was probably number 2, I would say, for now.
Number 2 behind Good Night.
Yeah, Good Night, I still think
Okay.
is number 1. I enjoyed that one a lot.
Okay.
Though the other one that you said, Fly
Fly High.
Fly High, I thought that was also good too. So I don't know. I feel like they're kind of Fly High, and I would say you and I are kind of are like tied right now in my head.
Okay.
Did you have something to add, Alex? You looks like you were gonna say something, then I completely steamrolled you.
No, you're good. I don't have anything extra. I just think it's a good video. I really like the choreo for that song. I love prop choreography. So seeing them dance with the bandanas, handkerchiefs, whatever they are,
And that
it's really
wand.
cool.
Like
Yeah,
stick.
Dami has a wand that has always, like, I don't know if, like, viral is the right term, but, like, there's a lot of fan cams of her, you know, like, doing that live, where she'll, like,
Ah.
kind of pop, because it's like a wand. It's like one of those, like, magic wand things that, like, I guess you press a button or something and it becomes way longer. So she's always, like, they'll perform live and it's like boom out of nowhere and everyone goes crazy for it. It's just cool. It's cool seeing prop choreo. It's very fun. It's different.
It's a
I like it.
stick.
That's what makes me like this song. I like the song instrumentally and vocally. I think it's great.
I was gonna say, yeah. I think
This is
it's-
definitely a song that I'm drawn to for the choreo personally.
I think sonically it's good as well too. Like I really also enjoyed the choreo for this one too. But I think musically I really kind of was vibing out with this one. So yeah, it was great. I think this so far I've enjoyed all of it for the most part. I think there was definitely like obviously you're still in the early years of this. This was how much longer after the original like first couple MVs. No, I'm asking Alex. Do you know when this one came out?
In comparison to the
In
other ones,
comparison, yeah.
let me check the exact date.
I'm just curious where they all kind of like lay out, you know.
It was May of 2018.
Oh wow. Okay.
So yeah, about 4 months after Good Night, or not Good Night. 4 months after Full Moon,
Wow. Okay. So it wasn't.
and about a
What-
year and some change. A year and 3 months. A year and 4 months after
Wha-
debut.
What's their kind of like typical turnaround for like? Because I feel like K-pop music is pretty like consistently quick. Like obviously, they release a lot of like mini albums.
it's
or EPs.
smaller. It's smaller releases more often typically.
Okay. So the turnaround.
Whereas like in the West, a lot of times in the West, you'll get like an album every 2 years or something like that. K-pop,
Yes.
you'll get mini albums or single albums a lot every. I don't know. It varies for everyone. 4 months, 5 months, 6 months.
Wow.
I would
Okay.
say
So
on
it's
average, maybe. Unless like, I don't know, unless you're Blackpink or Everglow and you wait like a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah,
It's a
that's what I
different
was
story.
gonna-
I don't
I
want
was
to get
gonna
started
say-
on that.
Yeah, and it seemed like a sore spot, so I'm just gonna move on so you don't get pissed off in this video. But the next one we have on the list is it just what?
It is what?
Oh wow, okay. Well, I thought I may have read that wrong. Is there anything I need to know about this song, Alex?
Nothing important I can think of.
Okay. Well, we're gonna move it on to what, guys? Now. Ooh. Okay.
깨어나지 못한 깊어진 lucid dream
Completely different vibe already.
지금 꿈속에서 어둠이 다가와도 날 괴롭혀도
Ooh, nice.
타는 검은 태양이 날 삼키려 해도 선장의 가시처럼 난 돋아나 사막의 끝엔 송이처럼 난 피어나 주문 속에서 벗어나 미로 속도 날 깨워 날 흔들어줘 답을 찾아줘 이 영역 속에서 손을 잡아줘 불을 밝혀줘 깨어날 수 있게
That is Xi'an, by the way,
Yeah.
on the vocals.
Yeah, now I can sit here and crushing it.
이제 break up my dream 벗어나지 못한 꿈속의 mystery
Really cool instrumentation too.
지 않는 기도의 메시지 모래 아래 흩어지듯 사라져가 두 개의 문을 열고 나는 뛰쳐나가 주문 속에서 벗어나 미로 속도 날 깨워 날 흔들어줘 답을 찾아줘 이 영역 속에서 손을 잡아줘 불을 밝혀줘 깨어날 수 있게 손에 잡힌 mirror 쿵 깨져버린 꿈 내 손을 잡아 아닐 거야 검은 구름들이 날 뒤덮어도 계속 보이는 건 너야 왜 잡을 수 없는 걸까 날 흔들어줘 답을 찾아줘 이 영혼 속에서 손을 잡아줘 불을 밝혀줘 깨어날 수 있게
Yeah, really strong vocals in this chorus. I love it. That was a good one. Yeah. I thought it was going to be a little cheesy with the what, honestly, but they made it work. So I retract my cheesy statement.
Good. I love this song.
This was so good. I think the craziest thing about this song, I think, is like I think they took away the kind of, and this could be perceived as bad, I guess, per se, but like they took away the like over the top kind of sound, and I feel like it's a little bit more direct, like both vocally and instrumentally. Like I think that at some parts where I feel like the K-pop sometimes can just be a little bit of like, we're just gonna give you it all the time right now, starting this very moment you click the video, and we're not gonna stop until this song ends, right? And I think that's kind of like, I wouldn't say it's like a gripe that I have with K-pop, but it's just something that I'm like, oh, okay, it's understood. As I feel like sometimes it's just like we're just gonna throw a bunch of shit at the wall.
So you're saying maximalism.
Correct. Yeah, I feel like they just go all out because like it seems like that's what is effective, I guess, within K-pop music.
Right now the trend is minimalism. It's really moving towards minimalism right now. So what you're hearing and feeling like is maximalist right now is not what is
in the current landscape.
Currently topping the charts for the most part.
I would agree with that. I'm saying more so for the time period. I feel like this is, again, this song feels very, I would say that like this song feels very minimalistic, but probably in the best way possible, because I think this song allows for like all of the vocals to be more apparent, more upfront. You could, obviously tell, each vocal part has a lot of like structure and strength to it, and I think that's kind of what I really enjoyed about what was just like each member felt very like strong. There was like a lot of emotion to this song that I think that maybe the other songs, not to say that they don't have emotion or anything, this one had like a little bit more emotional power to it, like just even like that last part of the chorus where it like really builds out. I think that's where I could kind of tell more of a definition in terms of like powerhouse strength, like vocally.
I really love the like the anthemic, like cheering kind of like with what in the chorus.
Yeah.
It's cool. I think this is one of my favorite Dami verses, where that it kind of just drops off into sort of like a breakdown.
Correct. I would agree with that as well. Yeah,
it's good.
She crushed it. This is a Dami Stan account right now, so I'm just gonna say that. But I thought this was really fun. This one was probably, I think, both instrumentally and vocally up there. I would say it's pretty up there in terms of beating out some of the other songs that I really enjoyed. Just because I think structurally it was very sound, and as well as I think this is probably, I would argue, probably one of the strongest vocal tracks I've heard yet. I mean, obviously, there's probably some that maybe, go a little bit higher, but...
Yeah, for sure. But up until this point, at this point in their career, this was my favorite song.
Oh, okay. So
when they released this, it was my new favorite.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So, but in terms of a favorite song, I obviously know this is probably on the list, or maybe not, I don't know. But in regards to like, obviously after this record, is there another song like later down the pipeline that you would place higher than this song?
Yeah, there's honestly, most of their title tracks, I would say, like, especially in the second half of their career, became my favorite when they released, because I think they completely outdid themselves time after
Okay.
time.
Sure.
I think I do have like two clear tied for first favorites, but they are one of them's around, like, I would say, like, midway point in their career maybe,
Okay.
and one of them is very recent.
Okay. Well, that's good to know that they're still kind of continuing that same sort of momentum, I'd argue. So, but yeah, if you don't have anything else, we can move on to the next one, which looks to be
Now let's go to Piri.
Piri. Do you have anything else to add about the song, or should we just hop right into it?
This song is definitely, I think, going to be the biggest pace change that you've heard so far for them.
Okay.
And I think the song, I forget the conversation around it when it came out. Piri is an instrument.
Yes.
But the sample they use in the song is not a Piri. Just a random fact. That's it.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I'm pretty sure I remember seeing that somewhere, that it's
Yikes.
you're really like, why? I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, please correct me.
If I'm wrong, I know I didn't say anything, but if I'm wrong, you can also correct me in the comments. I'm often wrong, so you can tell me. Yeah, Piri, let's get into it. Every time I watch their music videos now, it just makes me think, wow, what if I dyed my hair that color?
Yeah, why not?
I'm not gonna.
두 눈을 감은 순간 검은 공간 나 홀로 남겨져 다시 눈을 떠도 꿈을 깨도 내 현실은 다르지 않아 거친 불처럼 쉽게 말처럼 안 돼 말처럼 그래 뭐 시간이 더 해결해주겠지 끝도 없이 반복되는 지금 길을 잃어 헤매고 있지만 너에게 닿을 수 있다면 피리를 불어라
This is interesting.
I know what you want from me 피리를 불어라 끝없이 날 down for me 시간이 없어 now it's not too late 너밖에 없어 save me now in me 난 emergency 아무 소리 없는 꿈 온통 나를 보는
Okay,
중
this part's
I
hard.
don't wanna done 너를 찾고 있는 중 놓치고 싶지 않아 내게서 날 뻗어봐 그렇게 쉽지 않아 I better go for a while 불처럼 쉽게 말처럼 안 돼 말처럼 그래 뭐 시간이 더 해결해주겠지 끝도 없이 반복되는 지금 아직도 난 헤매고 있지만 네가 꼭 그럴 수 있도록 피리를 불어라 I know what you want from me 피리를 불어라 끝없이 날 down for me 시간이 없어 now it's not too late 너밖에 없어
This bass is groovy as fuck, though.
emergency 이름은 정없는 밤 푸른 안개가 되어 날 안아줄 수 있다면 나를 스며들었던 길을 다시 잃어도 네가 날 같이도 나는 기다릴 텐데 피리를 불어라
Interesting.
What do you think about Piri?
I have mixed feelings on this one. I don't know if
Oh,
I don't know if I really enjoyed this one, to be quite honest.
really?
I wasn't really feeling this one. I think it's
Okay.
just that like really weird like whistle slash like flute sound that like I just can't. It was a little off. I think musically it's interesting. I just think that the song, like some of the other songs that we've listened to, it seemed like they had kind of a clear identity in terms of like the types of songs that they write, and this one feels like a complete like deviation from that. Which I mean, again,
Now,
bands can do that. I want to preface that bands are allowed to make whatever songs they want. If this next song's like a trap beat and like just a bunch of rapping, then I'd be like, okay, that's fine. You know, hey, switch it up. You know, go off, Queens.
do you think that has anything to do with the more implementation of like trap style instrumentation in this?
I honestly didn't mind those parts. Like even the rap part within the song like was really tough. I enjoyed that. Like that was really sick. I just think
So is it mainly the sample?
it may have been the sample. I think it's just kind of the juxtaposition of like this real kind of like real like almost rock like rock sort of sound, and then jumping straight and kind of to like a more like beat centric like more trap heavy song, and then converting it back over. I just think there's a lot of juxtaposition that to me personally didn't really speak to me. Then again, like I'm often the type of person that if I feel like maybe this song doesn't speak to me initially, I would love to give it another listen. So maybe down the line I'll give Piri another listen again. But I would say this one didn't really connect. And I would
Okay.
I don't think it's anything has anything to do with the vocals. I really enjoyed those. I think the rapping was really interesting as well too, but it just didn't click. There was something about it. I was like sitting through and I was like, oh, this part's cool, and then it would swap to something else and I'm like, that's also cool, but like it was, I guess, like the in between of the transitions where it was just like I feel like some of the other songs that they had were maybe a little bit more fluid in the way that they kind of transferred between different parts of the song. So maybe that's where my heart kind of lies on that. Also, I feel like the guitars were like absolutely crushed in this song, and I don't know how I feel about that. That was like, it feels like the guitars are just so like compressed that it's almost like not guitar anymore, I guess. Like obviously you can tell it's still like a very distorted guitar, but it feels like so small comparatively to, I would say, the rest of the song. Or that's what I think. What do you think about Piri? Because you seem to have maybe a possible different stance than myself.
It was a song that had to grow on me, but I didn't like the sample much at first, and I also didn't really like the whole split chorus very much.
I would agree. Yeah.
But it grew on me over time. I do like it now. It's probably not in my top 5, but I still think it's a good song.
I think it's a well-written track, don't get me wrong, but I would say this one, out of the songs that we've listened to, I think this is on the bottom of my tier list right now in terms of this.
Okay. I'm curious to see where the next couple
Where they're
put
gonna
you at
sit.
then. Because
Well,
I would say they start going through a bit of, I wouldn't say like a transformation or like a transition sound-wise. I just think they start expanding a little bit.
okay.
Because everything you've heard prior to this has been very, I would say like very in its lane.
Okay. Yeah, I would agree
with like the
that.
rock style, like
Yeah,
the
it's like a
J
very
rock,
J-rock
and
song. Yeah.
it's been very formulaic. It's been very hasn't deviated too much from like the normal rock instrumentals and piano and stuff. So they definitely start branching out a little more instrumentally. So I'm curious to see if it's a Piri thing, song specific, or it's like the styling. So
We will find out, I think.
yeah, with that said, we're actually skipping forward a little bit in time to 2019.
2019. Okay. And this next song is
It should be Deja Vu, is that right?
Deja Vu, yeah. I almost just read that as Deja and didn't even add the vu on the end, so it's my own
Deja Mustard.
Dijon mustard, my favorite. Do you have anything that I should know about this MV?
No.
Okay, well, we're gonna get into Deja Vu then. Also, music video quality went up again somehow.
It's gonna keep going up.
Oh, I know, but I'm gonna keep pointing it out.
짙어진 안개 사이로 멀리 떠나온 길 시린 흔적만을 남긴 채 기억 끝을 잡아봐도 끝내 오래 더 오래 깊은 침묵에 잠들어 Oh now holding this pain 모든 걸 버린 그날
Well, it is a softer song. Interesting. This is a strong chorus. Alright. My girl. Domination, baby.
Vocals are so beautiful there.
They are, yeah. The like violin layering, orchestral element. The drumming on this is sick too.
Got what you wanted.
I did. This is what I've been searching for. Okay. Oh, this is sick. If they give me more of this, I'll be on board. That's a cool scene. I like that. Yeah, I'd say I really enjoyed this one a lot, actually. That was great.
Yeah, something really cool about Deja Vu to me is it kind of hits out of nowhere because it has a very, very drawn out, slow intro.
Yeah, I was curious on where it was going to go. But man, that chorus is awesome. That they crushed it on that one 100%. A lot of emotion. I think, as I mentioned before, I would say if they kind of continue on with this sort of sound, like even if it's like I feel like it's a little bit more calculated in terms of the sound, like listening to some of the older stuff, it does have like those like like anime OST elements to it, but I think it's a little bit more subdued, and I think I appreciate that. There's a lot more like percussion elements that I thought were really cool. Whoever did the drumming on this 10 out of 10. Great job. And I like the orchestral elements. I think that's something that I particularly haven't heard from Dreamcatcher as of yet. I mean, obviously they have like a lot of piano parts, but orchestral arrangements, I don't think we've really tapped into that territory yet. So
Yeah, as far as their title tracks, it's definitely their first utilization of that heavily. And also, a side note, this song was actually released in collaboration with a video game.
Oh, interesting. That would make sense.
It is a collab with RPG game King's Raid,
Interesting. Okay.
which I've never played, but
I also never
that's
played.
where all like the the sword and the knighting and all that kind of stuff plays in.
Also, shout outs to MV. That was very sick. Production value 10 out of 10, especially that shot where
Yep.
one of the members is sitting in the chair and you see like the two like suns. That was hard.
Yeah, I especially love the outfit choices in this
Agreed.
music video. Very good. And my favorite part of the song is the double time third chorus at the end.
Yes.
Very fun, very surprising pickup. Gets you moving. Very good close to the song.
I would agree. Yeah, I think this one, I think if they kind of keep in a similar fashion, then I'm probably going to enjoy more modern-ish Dreamcatcher, I guess, per se. But I mean, we'll have to check that out. But yeah, no, I enjoyed this one. I enjoyed that one a lot. That was probably up there. I would put that up there in the top 5 right now, 100%, no doubt. It was like, it did take a little bit to start up, but I think like once it actually got into the song, then my immersion really kind of kicked in. I was like, oh no, this is sick. This is a good song. It's very like, it's very emotional, and I think that's kind of like why I really enjoy it, is like I could already start to feel like the attachment to it, and I'm almost positive like Dami didn't do any rapping. She did singing, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, she had a really nice singing verse.
Yeah.
Your first time, I think, in a title track, hearing her do more singing.
Yeah, that was sick. Really,
She's got a great voice.
you already know Dami Stan account, baby. Let's go. But yeah, probably the best one we've heard in a little bit right now. So I enjoyed that one. But this next one is Endless Night. This is
All right.
Are we
So
going
this
back
one,
in
I'll
time
give
again?
a little. I'm going to give a little prefix to this one.
Okay.
This is a Japanese song. I'm only including it because I think it's one of their standout Japanese songs. I really like it. I think you'll enjoy it. It's got a different vibe to it. You'll understand when you play it. It is a little bit out of order. It released a little bit later in the timeline than where we're at currently, but not by much.
Okay.
It just doesn't make sense to play it later because we're heading into a trilogy after that, and I don't want to break up the trilogy.
Fair enough.
So yeah, let's check out Endless Night. I'm really excited. Actually, for like the next couple songs, I'm really excited for.
Okay, and when does, I guess we'll stop at the next part, the trilogy hits.
Yeah, maybe we'll wrap up with the trilogy.
Wrap up with the trilogy. Okay, respect. Well, we'll do that. All right, well, let's get into Endless Night, guys. Very metal riff.
Remember it was such a waste of time.
Ooh, all right.
居場所探しさまよう sleepless night 悔しくてもがいて流した涙絵にもこらえて乗り越え二度と I don't wanna stop 物語の幕開けまだ見ぬ世界めがけ今すぐ夢の向こうへ Fly away Bring me up 何度だって Don't give up 立ち上が
That
れ
low guitar, like tapping riff. What?
Right?
Yeah. I love this guitar riff. Hard.
もうダメなんだって 自分自身のせいにしたって何も変わらないって気づけないと始まりもしない一回きりのレースされどもただのゲーム失敗も成功のレース共に進もうか Friends
Why'd you have to go so hard, Dom?
In Japanese too.
I know. This song is wild. Nice. Okay. Oh, double bass? What? Bro. Yeah, that was great. I would say that's number one right now. Can't.
Damn, I thought you would like that one.
This is number one, yeah.
I was trying not to deviate too much.
This is right up my alley.
Yeah, I was trying not to deviate too much into the Japanese stuff and like the other side stuff, but like I had a feeling you would really like this song, so important to check
Man,
out.
the ending with the double bass kick, oh, crushed it. Yeah, this one was awesome. Energy was on point. The main chick, the main chick in the middle, like doing the like really high like vocals at the like in the chorus.
Probably Xion right there in the center.
Center, yeah.
Yeah, that whole last chorus. If you go to that, she does that whole thing.
Yeah, the last chorus. Yeah, she crushed it. Shout out to Xion.
Yeah, she's crazy. Too. She's an insane vocalist. She's also a big baby metal fan.
Ah,
and we like that about her.
We do, yeah. We stand that. We're Xion stan account too. So just want to let you know. Yeah, no, this was great. Definitely, I would say definitely more in my alley for 100%. You know, I think that
it's a metal song.
It plays to what I like. Yeah, it's definitely a metal song.
It's a metal song.
That guitar riff at the beginning, so sick. You know, on top of like the pinch harmonics. They didn't have to go that hard. You know, but I respect. You know, I respect it. It was tight. This was great.
Dami's rap verse on just that really nice like drum beat is so pleasing to the ears.
It's so hard. Yeah, she crushed it. So, again, Dami stan account. Just want to let everyone know I'm a big Dami fan.
We all are.
I think that's gonna be the common thread of this. This was great. Energy is great. I think like the instrumentation was really good too. Really like the drumming and like the guitar work of this song a lot. I think those were the things I really kind of could point out from it. I noticed that there's no piano at all, which I was a little bit surprised about. I thought they would have kind of incorporated that, but this one definitely feels more of a like metal.
It's also important to note that this is not a Korean title track from them.
Okay.
So it doesn't follow the same. It doesn't really. I mean, that may not be the reason, but a reason that it sounds so different is that it's not really following the same formula.
Okay, so then that kind of opens up a little bit of a caveat, I guess. So, in terms of, again, this is my complete lack of knowledge on it. So, the Japanese stuff that they released, is it where they kind of are a little bit more experimental in terms of the music that they write? Or I'm just curious as to what differentiates the like K-pop style stuff versus like this more like J metal esque?
I don't think
song?
there's actually that much of a difference for the most part.
Okay.
There is another song they did for an OST of an anime that I really like. That I would say like stands out as another really like stellar different Japanese track.
Okay.
That and this one I would say are like the most like standout kind of
J-metal.
crazy
J metal songs, yeah.
tracks for them.
I would agree,
So.
100%. Especially considering some of the stuff that I listened to before this. This definitely feels like a wild card in like the best way possible. So, I mean, I feel like I like this one, but in terms of like the Korean versus Japanese, like, you know, I don't know if there's any really distinguishable things that differentiate Dreamcatcher in that sort of thought process. But I think in terms of the Japanese released one, this one I give it 2 thumbs up. Great track. So we're gonna move it on to the next one, which is Scream.
All right, so now we're heading into the Dystopia trilogy.
Okay, so there's 3 is there 3 songs for the next bit?
There's 3 songs. Yeah.
All right, cool.
I would say this song coming up was my favorite for a very long time. It's different,
Okay.
and I think this whole trilogy is really interesting. But I don't want to spoil anything or give you too much, so let's just get into it.
Yeah, I don't like a spoiler. Spoiler free, Alex. Okay. All right. Well, that's so bad. Anyway.
Oh,
next-
let me give you one preface, actually.
Cool. I love it. Lay it on me.
Their one member, Handong, this is in COVID, so she is from China. She had to she was separated from the group during this trilogy, and is not in this music video, but she is represented by a mask. So you'll see members, you'll see dancers, and you'll see where it looks like there should be 7 of them in like a dance formation. You'll see one person has a mask on. That is the representative person for Handong while she was absent. She did not leave the group. She was still part of it. They just couldn't be with her due to COVID. She was stuck in China.
Makes sense. Well,
So that's it.
very cool. Well, let's get into Scream, guys.
가려진 눈앞이 피로 물들여지네. Tell me why I don't lie. 차가운 바람은 불고 시선이 느껴져 와. 혈관을 타고 흐르는 Oh pain 묶여진 두 손 저려오는 이 느낌 모두 내게 돌이 던져도 벗어나지 못해. 하나도 난 재미없어. 누구를 위해서인지 누가 좀 말해줘. Tell me. 타오르는 불길 위에 now. Please I don't want to scream. Double eyes come 눈을 뜬다. 눈을 뜬다. Please I don't want to scream.
I like how they mix the like EDM like beat with the guitars. That's sick.
어떻게 퍼져 scream.
가면주의 트릭 가소로운 freak 커진 증오가 나 무작위 속의 target 타오른 갈증 삼켜도 위선은 더내 탓이라 해내 멀리 그친 절벽 위에 후회만 남을 선택이 돼.
날카로운 칼날처럼 날이 손말이 상처되어 파고들어도 끊지 못하는 숨. 하나도 난 알 수 없어. 누구를 위해서인지 누가 좀 말해줘. Tell me. 피어오른 연기 속에 나. Please I don't want to scream.
This chorus does go hard.
I No.
눈을 뜬 자. 눈을 뜬 자. 모두 떠난 후 다시 눈을 떠 사라져버린 흔적 Can't believe me 슬퍼하지 마라 no more no more no more 나 위해 no more no more no more 네가 본 모든 걸 잊어 아무 일 없었던 믿어 그렇게 하나둘 모두가 미쳐가 I just wanna make you scream
I feel like this song features more of Dami too.
모두 나를 보고 scream I just wanna make you scream
All right. That was pretty cool. I liked it. Also, shoutouts again. I know I keep talking about the MVs, but man, they keep getting more intense as they go on. Smoses says, "Hey, what's going on?"
Yo,
doing?
Moses, what's up, man?
Salutes. You joined us for Scream. We were screaming internally. Yeah, this was great. I thought this one was, I think, like, and I don't know if whether or not I'm kind of reading ahead a little bit, but like I feel like this song has like more of a EDM, like electronic focus, and it was a
I was
cool
gonna
way.
say this is their first step into their a little
New phase.
a taste. I wouldn't say new phase entirely, but it's definitely their first bigger step into like experimenting with EDM and title tracks.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, but they retained a lot of their heaviness and guitar usage. So I'm curious what you thought, because this is also like Piri, very different from everything we heard previously, but it's very different from Piri.
I think this is a better version of Piri. Like I think that some of the stuff that I didn't particularly click with in regards to the song, I think that they did a better job of formatting it in a way where it doesn't seem like forced, I guess, per se. Like I think the way that they kind of again have those like heavier guitar moments, but they're also measured up very well with like kind of the EDM like ba, like it just feels
The
like
syncopation is really nice.
I would agree. Yeah.
That's like my favorite part of that drop is the guitar syncopation with the drop is really cool. It's got like a little bit of like a stutter, kind of like falling behind a little bit effect, like dun 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 dun.
Yeah, and I also feel like it pulls more to the things that I like, which again, being more in this sort of metal style of music, I think it also pulls from like more of a like palm muted like breakdown part a little bit.
Yep.
And so I think that was kind of something that I correlated it a lot too, because in that first chorus, I was like, I don't know if I get it right, and then once the second chorus came around, I was like, okay. It makes sense now, and then by the last chorus, like once the song ended, like I was like, okay, I get it now. It makes sense.
It's fun, and the song goes hard live. Very good.
It definitely. I feel like out of all of the songs that we've listened to right now, I would say that this one, I would not even be surprised that this one would go off live because it just has that. Like initial listening, it just kind of had that sort of like live energy to it. There's certain songs that
it's got like a jumpable higher tempo chorus that you can kind of like fist bump to, and follow along to. It doesn't have too much like variation. It's not really like a 2-part chorus or anything that kind of like makes it harder to follow along or makes it more difficult for like you could go to a concert as a non-Dreamcatcher fan and hear this song and have a good time with it, not knowing anything about it.
I would agree.
I think it's very approachable.
Yeah, I think it's definitely like I could hear this being at like an EDC, or like I feel like this is a song that I would like I could see at like a rave, certainly. Like it has that type of energy to it, certainly, and like some of the more like harder like EDM artists, I think it pulls a lot from the like real like I want to say obnoxious because that makes it in a like more of a negative connotation, but I think it definitely has more of a like in your face sort of punch to it that is reminiscent of like really large like EDM artists that just have like really just big like punchy like riffs almost in a sense that I think they borrow from.
I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but they do have some really good rave style full on EDM songs.
Yeah, I could tell.
They're pretty. Some of them are more like hidden in like B-sides and stuff. Or some of them are hidden in like the second half of songs and such. We'll get to that eventually. I don't want to get too far ahead, but
got a lot.
Yeah, they don't shy away from having fun with their EDM influences, which is really nice in my opinion. It makes like for a hell of a live experience.
And I also feel like I appreciate the fact that they're experimenting, like as you mentioned in maybe a previous MV where you're like, oh, okay, well, you know, they do the like J-rock, like anime OST sort of style song, and it has like, you know, that typical styling. And I feel like with the songs that we've listened to more currently towards the end of this have been a little bit more out of pocket, which I'm about, because I think it, you know, it makes me more curious to listen to stuff that is coming out now or is a little bit newer, because like if they're taking these kind of types of liberties now, like I would say like midway / like a little bit newer, then I can only imagine once they're able to tailor this sound a little bit more, I think that some of the newer stuff is like, I would argue if they're good musicians, which I would certainly say that they are 100%, then some of the more future stuff will be a little bit more thought-provoking, a little bit more interesting, a little bit more in-depth. So I think for me, I'm excited, but that's enough of me talking about how cool this was. And again, Dami crushed it. I think there was a lot more of her in this song, which I thought was really interesting. So that was nice to hear.
Yeah, for sure.
But we are moving on to the next one, which is Boca. And this
part
is
2 of the trilogy.
Part 2 of the trilogy. Obviously, as you can tell by the MV, is there anything I need to know about this one? Or are we just jumping into it?
No, let's just get in.
Jump right into it. All right. Well, guys, this is Boca, so let's give it a listen. Oh no, the tree blew up.
모든 달빛은 날 향해 있어 날 없이 베이는 상처 말 안 해도 알 수 있어 아무런 표정도 없이 넌 이미 익숙하단 듯이 벗어나지 못해 but I know Hold up, yeah I'm a geek, the big paradox 쉽게 생각하면 널 지키는 killer 지옥 끝에서 나 하나같이 better 입을 걸어 잠궈 freeze off
Interesting chord phrasing. I like this. This is sick. This chorus is tough.
Yeah, 눈 감아서 막혀 넌 도망쳐만 밟지 넌 뒷걸음만 쳤다면 거기서 변하지 않아 뻔하지 no Get the key, set you free 너 이제 그만둬 숨 바꿔 chill 바짝 따라와 more dark coming out lock the door 막을 수 없이 사무치는 맘 참지 못했던 난 너를 위해서 불어오는
Ooh, I like that guitar in the background. Sick leads.
Xi'an's vocals in this last chorus coming up pop off so hard.
Alright, I'm getting ready. My body's ready. What a nice melody rush. Yeah, that was great. Guys, that was Boca. I will say it was a little jarring at the beginning. I didn't know if they were gonna be able to stick to landing, but they did.
That the beat throw you off a little bit, like
It
the
did
Latin
throw-
style beat.
it kind of gave me like, obviously I'm pretty sure this band predates Tri-B, but it kind of gave me a little bit of a Tri-B like, you know, like the very like, yeah, that it was good. But I thought that was cool. The chorus was really what sold me. I think that's once that guitar riff, that da 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 da. I was like, oh, this is tight.
Again, following a similar theme to Scream, the syncopation of the guitar in the chorus is really cool. It's not just like, it's not just your basic da-na-na-na-na-na-na. It's da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na.
Yes, it's very methodical.
It's different. It's ear catching to me.
I would agree, 100%. I really enjoyed that. That was a really fun track. I will say, like, that last chorus, it was wild. Like, some of the runs that she did was just
It's all
incredible. Xi'an crushed it. Definitely like highlight of the song for sure.
Highlight of the song for me is Dami's intro rap verse.
Oh, that was also hard. Yeah, sorry, we're a Dami stand account. I gotta give her
Well,
her
this song specifically, she's got that hold up. Such a like the whole song stops. It's so good. That's like live when the song comes on live and she does that. It's like the entire crowd's hands go up when she does that. Like everyone knows it. It's like a really iconic moment for a music video for her.
Iconic live in a concert moment for a Dreamcatcher too.
Yeah,
I enjoyed this. Yeah, this was I will say, like I said before, wasn't initially like, oh yeah, this is like, I didn't know if I was gonna enjoy it as much, but then, like I said, by the time like that verse came through, the second verse came through with the rapping, and then like once we got into the next chorus, I was like, yeah, this is cool. I like this. This is a vibe, you know. So I was really kind of making my way through it, but overall, I thought this one was a really solid one. Enjoyed it. Enjoyable experience. So
cool.
We're gonna move on to the next one. This is the last one of the trilogy. Am I fair to say?
You are correct.
All right. Well, this one is Odd Eye. Do I have to know anything about this, Alex, before we jump into this one?
If you like this song a lot, you should watch the choreography video for it, because the dancing in Odd Eye is really, really good.
Oh, okay. Well,
that's all.
Let's go into Odd Eye. Interesting.
눈을 떠 모두가 바람 찬란한 이곳 셀 수 없이 슬픔을 흘린 후 조금씩 보이는 new world 경계선을 넘어선 그 공간 더 아름다운 풍경을 in my eyes 긴 방황 끝에 찾은 그 빛을 난 또 마주쳐버린 희망 속에 lie 교묘해져 마음이 mistake 빛으로 가려지는 sorrow 미소의 소가 방심하는 그 순간 숨은 비밀을 봐 all day 더 깊이 빠져들어 봐봐 다가올 듯한 거친 날 달콤함이 가려져
Guitar riff on point.
모든 눈과 끝까지 맞서려는 절망 끝이 있지 않을까 First 여긴 찾던 곳이 아닌걸
Xi'an killing it with that short blonde cut.
She is, yeah. Big facts.
무의미해 별 뻗을지네 같은 것에 머문 듯해
My girl Dom.
없는 갈증을 낳는 채 신기를 쫓아도 거기엔 없는데 허물한 찰나 완벽한 환상 현실을 가린 채 흐려진 눈에 보이는 결말 마주쳐버린 희망 속의 light 더욱더 교묘해진 my mistake 빛으로 가려지는 so sorrow 미소에 속아 방심하는 그 순간 숨은 비밀을 봐 oh die 더 깊이 빠져들어 봐봐 다갈 듯한 거짓말 달콤함을 가려줘 경계를 모든 눈과 끝까지 맞서려는 절망 끝이 있지 않을까 여긴 참는 곳이 아닌 걸 너무 유토피아 조급히 변하길 바랬던 나 이상적인 것 조금씩 사라져가는
I like the call and response kind of thing.
나를 따라만 오는 줄 알았던 그림자를 따라가는 듯이 바꾸지 못하는 운명 속에 희망은 더 사라져가 끝내 눈을 가려 oh die 더 깊이 빠져들어 so dark 다갈 듯한 거짓말 달콤함을 가르쳐 경계 속 공부한 나와 끝까지 맞서려는 절망 끝이 없을 것 같아 여긴 찾던
His last chorus is wild.
너무 유토피아
Yeah, this is great. I think this one might be my favorite out of the trilogy, to be fair. That guitar riff,
I don't blame you.
so memorable. That like it, like as you mentioned in the previous song, very like syncopated. Love that. Yeah, that was.
It
was
works
wonderful.
great for a
Oh.
chorus.
So good, so good. And I think
Whereas, like, if I was writing a song, I don't think I could figure out how to make a riff like that syncopate so well for a chorus, and like how to make it sound so good. But yeah, I mean, I think this trilogy they did a really good job of that for every song.
yeah, I would say that it was. I would say it was a hard pick out of like all of them to be like, oh yeah, I enjoyed this one the most. But I will say, like collectively, it's been interesting to hear their evolution of like trying to incorporate more, like have their electronic elements of their song be more of a mainstay in their music, as opposed to like, you know, the first couple songs, or not first couple, a lot of the songs that we listened to at the beginning half were just like straight full instrumentals, like really sick piano, like a bunch of cool shit.
Yeah,
you know?
something I was gonna point out is that you'll notice a lot of the songs recently that we've heard, the last couple compared to the first couple, you could kind of replace the piano parts from the intro, from the beginning songs, with these more like EDM parts in these songs, and they're structured very similarly if you do that. Like
Yeah.
and a lot of the songs where they would, old Dreamcatcher would have a really nice chilled out piano part, they'll have like a trap beat here, or they'll have like
Correct.
some, you know, like a nice like house kick going or something.
Yeah,
So in that sense, they've definitely embraced more of the electronic stuff.
I do find that they find a different outlet to kind of put their creativity in the song. Like, I still think that, as you mentioned, there are like moments of piano where you're like, oh, okay, well, they swapped that out for like maybe a cool synth part, or like more of an EDM beat, or more of a trap kind of style beat in replace of that. So I think they're just being a little bit more intelligent in terms of like where those parts need to be added, and I think that if anything is also benefiting their sound a lot, because there's still like that aggressiveness with like the guitar work, even a little bit of the drumming as well. But I would definitely say like the more like distorted guitar kind of still gives me the satisfaction that there's old stuff still in modern Dreamcatcher, or at least modern, quote unquote, like in terms of the sounds that they're making. But I also feel like it's not a complete like rip off of like some of their old stuff, where it's like, oh, okay, like this is a really cool guitar part, like we're just gonna completely like overshadow it with like a bunch of like EDM and trap beats and stuff like that. I think it's really well built around the guitar still, but also incorporating new elements that I feel like really benefit the song greatly. So
Yeah, I agree, and I think that something that I really like about this trilogy as a whole is that it does a really good job of um, incorporating guitar very differently from the previous courses, where the
Agreed.
guitar almost is it's a lot of times not really accompanied with like traditional like a traditional backing, you know what I mean?
Okay,
Like
yeah.
especially in Scream when you almost have like an EDM beat with it over. It's this trilogy I think has done a really good job of like creatively keeping their roots of like the harder rock and like the guitar usage and stuff, but also branching out. I think it's way more appealing to like your average K-pop fan.
Agreed. Yeah.
So this whole trilogy for me is definitely one of my favorite eras from them. And Ada, I think, is a great wrap up to it. Like you said, that last chorus goes really hard. The styling for Ada is really great. I love Xi'an with that like short
Like
cut blonde hair.
the bob cut, yeah.
Looks so good, and the choreography video for that is really really impressive too.
I mean, even watching the music video and watching the choreo for that, that's really cool. And
Yeah, you definitely get a taste of it.
And I also will say, because I probably should have mentioned it more so like at the beginning, but I got to give a lot of credit to like their team, like the team of choreographers that they have that kind of construct those things. Because like I feel like people don't, especially for people who aren't familiar with K-pop, it's just like, oh, why is that important? Like why is it kind of dancing routine, I guess, an important aspect of like K-pop? And I'm just like, I think it's a pretty important aspect to it, because like when you go see them live, like even seeing Tribe live, like there's such an impressive nature to, at least from my perspective of seeing it and like watching them do choreo and then also singing this song. Like I think it just adds another element to the song itself that maybe you might discount a little bit because it's in an NV versus like, because most bands that I see or artists that I see, it's just some person standing in front of a microphone or like, somebody like kind of trying to tell a storyline of like what's happening. I don't really feel like there's a lot of stuff that's based around like choreo, but still giving you like storyline beats to the song. So I got to give them a lot of credit for that. And that's one thing that I can speak very highly about in terms of comparatively to other genres of music, where to my knowledge, I don't think there's really another genre that's doing something like that other than maybe like when we were in the era of like more boy band stuff, where like in the States, at least for that, where like, again, there's a lot of choreo and there is also singing. So that's kind of where I feel like people don't really understand that sort of like the context of that. So I wanted to just say like big kudos to their choreo team, because they do a fantastic job throughout the years of Dreamcatcher thus far that I've experienced right now. So big salutes.
Shout outs.
Well, I think this is probably a good place to stop if I would have to.
Yeah, we're a little past the halfway point of the playlist.
Well, I'm excited, guys. If you enjoyed episode 1 of Dreamcatcher, come back for part 2. I don't know when we're gonna do it. Probably.
Hey, anyone watching? If you have any recommendations for dance practices, special videos, self-filmed music videos, I have a couple lined up, but I'd be really interested to know what people think are like good songs or videos to show. I was trying to avoid showing just like track videos, you know what I mean, like with nothing going on.
Sure.
A little hard to find videos for everything, but yeah, if anyone has any suggestions for anything cool that's not like a Korean title track, please put them in the comments and I will amend the list accordingly.
Yeah, either that or DM myself on Instagram and I will send that to Alex to add to the playlist here. But yeah. And if you have any other groups you'd like us to deep dive into, I plan on making this a staple piece, and Alex is going to be the captain of this ship. So, if there's any groups that you would like to see, or that you feel like you're like, wow, I'd like to know what Brandon's thoughts are on this, because again, this is not my forte. So,
I'll keep an eye on the comments. I'm in the sticks. If there's some good suggestions for groups that I think would be interesting, I will do a full deep dive presentation for them.
Yeah.
Small groups, boy groups, girl groups, whatever. Well, whatever we think is a good suggestion or a good pivot from Dreamcatcher. Very down to do.
I mean, I feel like I've kind of done a good mix. Like, again, the New Jeans video I'm probably going to work on like right now, and that will hopefully be either up tonight or early tomorrow, just because I want to get it out because the EP's out. But Twice I've checked out. I've really enjoyed Twice a lot. I've actually been listening to a lot of Twice recently as well too. I just really love their music a lot. And then as well, just spinning the new Jeans EP, because that thing has been on hella repeat right now. So yeah, big ups. Hey, there we go. Alex knows what's good. But yeah, if you have any groups, we'd love to check them out. So yeah, this is gonna be more of a staple piece in the show. So hopefully you guys enjoy that, and want to obviously bring K-pop, J-pop, that sort of stuff a little bit more on the channel, because it's something that I don't know too much about and would like to know more about, because I'm always pretty inquisitive. I know Alex is a big XG fan, so maybe we'll do a deep dive on XG and any other group he's like really vibing with. I know he's got, I feel like he's got some back pocket picks, so not surprised.
I got a lot. We're not, we've got plenty of content.
I was gonna say, yeah, we got a lot to catch up with. But yeah, check us out for part 2. Keep posted on social media, Audio Addiction Media on Instagram. We'll probably be posting the links a little bit more, because this is very, 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 very impromptu. So we'll have it at least scheduled out. So if you want to join us for the next one, then you can, and we'd love to see you. So yeah, thank you for watching. Thanks again to Alex for getting this rocking, and hope to see you on the next deep dive for part 2. We have roughly 11 more MVs, so very excited. So we're gonna get right into it the next time we're on. So thank you for joining us. If you liked the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated. And then again, you won't miss out when we go live, as well as that trying to hit 5K before the year's over with. So if you can help me get there, that would be amazing. And also shout out to all the Honeybee fans. We really did. I was very stoked to see it like being pretty high up there on the search list. So if you could keep running it up, that'd be amazing, and love to get Honeybee on the show. So I don't know if that's would it ever happen, but hey, maybe I gotta learn some Japanese.
Manifest it.
I'll manifest it right now. Same with passcode. So we're gonna do it, guys. Respect. But thank you guys for watching.